I'm Judith Peters. I'm from Haigerloch in Germany. This is between Stuttgart and the Lake Constance. And I teach entrepreneurs how to blog. Before I joined Kickstart, I was all over the place with everything. I had so many talents. I was a copywriter and I was also a university lecturer. I also had 3 kids. And I didn't know exactly what I was standing for. I knew I could write great copy. I made award-winning campaigns, and I did this and that, but I somehow never found my one thing that I was standing for. And then came Kickstart, and so I made my first online course. And at the first beginning, I made a copywriting course. And this was like the foundation for everything. Although I don't teach today copywriting course like I did before, it was like the beginning of learning how to launch, how to become visible, how to get out of my comfort zone. This was something that I was really afraid of at the beginning. I was really anxious when I thought, oh my God, I have to make a video. I have to become visible somehow. I have to make stories on Instagram or elsewhere. So this was something that has taught me, Sigrun and Kickstart, to dare to be visible with everything that I have and everything I know. So this was a really great experience for me. When I joined Kickstart back in 2018, I was a freelance copywriter, and I had like an income per year of about 30 to 50,000 euro. Like 50,000 euro was my best year. And it was, of course, like a nice income back then, but I always felt that it's somehow not going to be enough, or that my time was running out. I could not work as much as I wanted to because the kindergarten was closing at 2:30 p.m., but the advertising agencies were only starting at 10 a.m. in the morning to work. And so I had a very narrow time frame to work. And I just knew this is not going to work out. So I needed a new perspective, but I didn't know what exactly. And back then also my husband was an employee. And so we both worked a lot, and then we were tired. And at the weekend, it was always, you take the kids. Oh no, you take the kids. And we were both so tired and didn't know what to do exactly. And so we needed a solution for this family situation. And I just knew I have to change the way I work, because changing the way I work would change everything in my life, not only my business, but also my family life, and also more time for myself. And so I knew that this was a solution. I just didn't know how exactly it would look like. And then came along Sigrun, and I was totally fascinated by her, because there was so much that I had in common with her. She had long blonde hair, and it was something so special because I didn't see it in the business context so often, that even a woman was teaching business, and I found it so fascinating. And she always wore dresses in her pictures and in the videos, and I found this just awesome. And so also the connection to Germany, and I was like, oh, okay, great. So I actually did not hesitate at all to join SOMBA and Kickstart, because I just knew she's the one that I want to learn from. And there was no second guessing myself. And I just booked it, and it turned out to be just the right decision. And I'm really happy that I did it. And I still remember the moment where I joined Kickstart and SOMBA. I still remember it was at the university. I was a lecturer, and after giving the lecture, I pulled out my wallet, and I was, I'm just going to do it. And I did it. And it was really the best decision of my business life, because it gave my whole freelancing and my whole business situation a totally new direction. And in the first year of business, also with Sigrun, I created my first online course, but before that I hired my husband. So he was my first employee, and the funny thing is that I hired him before I made my first revenue. So there was no business yet, nothing to know, okay, it's going to be successful. We just knew it's going to be successful, and it was a brave step for us back then, but now it just, I'm just super happy that we did it, and it was in hindsight, the best step that we could do to grow our business. So at the end of the first year, we made a launch. We had our first 5-figure launch, And in 2019, we bought a house. So this was something that was totally unbelievable in 2018, like a year before, that this could ever be possible. And so every year had like a new huge milestone that we reached and new surprises that we never thought could be possible. And in 2021, I was finally in Iceland, something I've been dreaming about for so long, and now it was really becoming a reality. So like every year has taught me like everything is possible if I just dare to do it. And I also created a lot of online courses. I did a lot of trial and error. I made a lot of experiments. But then I found the one thing that I really wanted to stand for. Beginning as a copywriter, it was really difficult for me because I could do so many things so awesomely, like so great. And I was like good in writing website copy, writing newsletters, developing a claim, this and that, creating content for social media. And then I decided I wanted to niche down to blogging. And this is something that I really loved. And I've been blogging since 2005 for so many years now, but I never thought it could be possible to build a business on something like blogging. And then when I made this step, it became everything so much easier in my business because people now finally had this one thing that they could associate me with. Like before I was a copywriter who did this and that and everything, and now I was the blogging person, the blogging queen, and they know exactly if I want to learn blogging, I have to go to Judith. So this was like one of the best decisions also in my business to niche down, and I'm really happy that I can teach entrepreneurs how to blog and teach them something that I really love and really enjoy doing. And I blog at least once a week, and I love teaching it. At my first Sigrun Live in January 2018, just like 1 week after I joined Kickstart or SOMBA, at the end of January 2018, just shortly after I joined SOMBA, I was at the first Sigrun Live event, and there I learned that I suffer from imposter syndrome. So this was the feeling that I had for years, and this feeling consists of thinking that I'm not good enough and that people will find out that I'm just an imposter and that I'm not such a good copywriter as I think that I am. And I always feared as a copywriter when a new advertising agency was hiring me that now finally they will find out that my ideas are pure coincidence. So then I learned, oh, this is not just something that I have. Many people have this, and it was so relieving for me to have a name for this and to know that others are also affected by this. And also like this feeling of imposter syndrome, there I understood that it was blocking me since years. And I finally decided to stop imposter syndrome from blocking me. And so I also revived and started blogging again. My dormant blog was like almost dead for 5 years. And although this was like my biggest hobby and my biggest, I just loved blogging. So why did I stop? I stopped because of imposter syndrome, because I thought that as a copywriter, I need to blog about copywriting and about fancy tips for writing and blogging. And so this has led to me not blogging anymore. So I restarted my blog in April 2018, and this was like the big bang for my business, because there I finally like did something that I really loved again, and I just enjoy blogging so much, and I'm so happy for that I finally understood that it's just imposter syndrome. It's just something in my head, and I can overcome this by thinking new thoughts. So it's totally crazy that it's so easy, but I finally learned to not let my thoughts block me anymore. So in 2018, I overcame my imposter syndrome step by step, and with each launch or with each next step, I also like had a new imposter syndrome. I always had this feeling of, oh my God, can I do such a big launch? Can I have such a big course with so many people? Can I do so many videos? But then I did it anyways. So this has become my new motto, my unofficial motto. I do it anyways. No matter how much I fear or how much I doubt myself, if I do it, I will find out that everything is all right and that people love what I do and that my content is awesome and it helps the people out there. if you are not on the fence and if you are thinking about joining Kickstart, I can only say just do it. When I was back then in 2018 a copywriter, I thought I have to work one-on-one with advertising agencies to create epic content and epic campaigns. And I learned that I don't need to work always one-on-one. I can work in a group. And this was something that I didn't think was possible back then. And I also had 3 little children. My smallest one was 1 back then, 1.5 years old. And I joined anyways. And I knew that my situation could only improve. I needed a perspective. And I knew that this was giving me a perspective. And also, like I thought back then, I thought so many things. So I thought, for example, okay, maybe I don't have enough time for this business because I also have my own business. But this was also just a wrong thought, because working in Kickstart is working on your business, and it's not something that you do like additionally. It is working on your business and improving everything that you do as an entrepreneur, as a creative, as a freelancer, as a whatever that we all are. And it has helped me immensely overcome my angst. I call it angst, my content angst, my blogging angst, my newsletter angst, all these fears. And I can only say, I feel this fear still sometimes, but I know that I can just jump over it and create awesome, great things. And if we don't jump, it's not going to happen. It's just in our head. And it's so sad if it stays in our head. We have to bring it into reality. We have to bring it into the heads of other people. And we have to make a change in this world. And we cannot make a change if we let ourselves be blocked by our fears.